compare yourself. Comparison kills joy. Yeah. It kills joy, it kills your self-esteem, it kills your confidence. Okay, you are on your own unique journey. Everybody's on their own unique journey. Okay, so focus on your own plants, water your own seeds. Okay, just focus on you. Be you, do you. You are beautiful, you are amazing, you are awesome. Okay, in fact, the next person wants to be like you. Mm-hmm. Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back for another video. If you're new here, you are welcome. My name is Dima and I put out lifestyle content, self-development, personal growth, basically anything that helps improve the value of your life, improve the qualities of your life, just helping you become a better person, become the better version of yourself. So if this sounds like something you'd be interested in, you might want to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. And let's just get into today's video. So today we're going to be talking about self-love, which is a very, very important topic. It is very important because the way you see yourself, the way you view yourself, how you carry yourself, how you treat yourself is definitely going to bounce off of the way other people are going to treat you. I know that was a mouthful. Yeah, okay. Let me slow down. Okay, so basically self-love is self-love, the love you have for yourself. Just in a layman term, the love you have for yourself. Okay, do you love yourself? How do you see yourself? How do you treat yourself? That is self love. Okay, and it plays a huge role in how other people will treat you, because if you do not love yourself, if you do not respect yourself, you can't be expecting such treatment from other people. And I think people can perceive I don't know, but yeah, the way you treat yourself, it's going to show outwardly, and it's going to send a message to people, and it's just going to be like a radar to people and be like, oh, this is how she treats herself, and this is how I'm going to treat her the same way. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So if you're the type that talks down on yourself, you don't think you're beautiful, people are not going to see you as someone that is beautiful. Okay, if you don't think you're smart, you're going to be acting in ways. Okay, so because the way you see yourself, the way you treat yourself, with time you come to believe that particular label, and you start acting accordingly. Okay, so let's say for instance, you think you're not smart enough, you think you're not intelligent. Before you know it, you start acting like someone that is dumb. You might not be dumb, you might not be stupid. I deserve this, I deserve to be treated with love, I deserve to be respected. And anybody that doesn't respect you, out the door, people will come to see that, oh, this is how she carries herself, and they will act accordingly. Let me tell you, people are smart. Okay, the way you treat yourself, the way you carry yourself, they see all of those things, they know all of those things. And sometimes people might want to test you and be like, oh, let me test her and see if she knows her worth, if she knows, her values and all of those stuff. And when you put them in the place and let them know, I see what you're trying to do, not bring that over here, do not bring that over here. And you see, they'll adjust. It's either such people walk out of your life, or they start treating you accordingly. It's just like someone, talks to you in a disrespectful way or in a demeaning way, and you call them out for it immediately. Like, do not ever talk to me in such a manner. Do not ever talk to me that way. You see, they will stop talking to you that way. They stop treating you that way. They will, the next time they want to have a conversation with you, they'll have respect to it. So that's just it. So you need to love yourself. You need to treat yourself the right way. How you want to be treated, treat yourself that way, and let people know that yes, this is how I want to be treated, this or nothing. Okay, so love yourself, and because it's really important. If you don't love yourself, other people cannot love you. If you don't pour into your own self, other people cannot. It's just simple. It's simple math. Okay, I'm going to be talking about different cycles of self-love to help you if you're the type that struggles with loving yourself, or you really want to improve on your self-love, you want to love yourself more. I'm just going to help you. So we're going to cover four cycles, okay, to attain, self-love. So the first one is self-discovery, okay, because you need to know who you are at your core before you can love yourself. You can't love what you don't know. You can't love what you don't understand. You need to understand yourself. You need to know who you truly are, your values and all of that, so you can come to love yourself properly, all of you. So the first question you want to ask yourself is, what are your core values? What are your beliefs? Okay, what do you hold true and dear to your heart? Okay, so you need to identify all of these things, and when you identify them, you need to make sure that you're living a life that aligns with these values. So, for example, we all have our different values. We have our different, there are different values. There's responsibility, humility, authenticity, perseverance. There are lots of things. It could be family. You may be your family oriented. It could be health. Whatever it is that your values are, list them out. So let's say, for example, one of your values is health, which means you need to prioritize your health. You need to be living a life that aligns with you. Okay, you are so invested in the whole health thing. There are people like that out there. We know them. So you're so invested in this whole health thing. You truly owed, anything concerning health, living an healthy life, you owed it there to your heart. You believe in that. That is one of your values. So you need to start living a life that aligns with that, which means your diet, you need to be eating healthy, you need to be exercising, not necessarily doing hardcore exercise. It could be just home workouts or Pilates, yoga, swimming, whatever it is that helps you live a healthy life, helps you stretch your body, stretch your mind, and just keep it sound and healthy. So you need to be doing things that helps you live a healthy life. Okay. And let's say for another one, you have another value, and let me just off the top of my head, let me just say another core value is being hard work and being responsible. Okay, you need to live a life that aligns. You can't say you owed, like, one of your values is hard work and you are a lazy person. I don't see how that aligns. It doesn't align. So that's just opposites. So if one of your values is hard work, responsibility, then you need to be living a life that portrays that, all of that, and aligns with that. You are hard. You start working hard. Okay, you wake up early, you do stuff, you don't procrastinate, you walk, you're not in bed all day lazing around doing stuff that are irrelevant. Okay, you take responsibility for your actions, you take responsibility for your mistakes, you take responsibility for your words and all of that. So yeah, so identify your core values. Once you list out all of your values, and you need to start living your life in alignment with those values. Otherwise you just be lying to yourself. Okay, you just you're playing yourself. So identify your values and make sure, try your best and make sure you are living your life in a way that aligns with all of your values. And number two is identify the things that makes you happy, the things you can do that make you happy, the things you do that makes you happy. It could be hobbies, whatever it is that you do, that when you do them you feel good about yourself, you feel relaxed, you feel happy. Identify those things, and then when you identify them, you want to ask yourself how you can do all of those things more often. Okay, because life in itself is just it's crazy. Okay, so once you identify the things that makes you happy, that takes away the stress, and all of that, you need to find time to be doing all of those things. Okay, so you don't go out of your mind. So identify the things that makes you happy in life, the things you love doing, and when you do them, you feel good, you feel happy, you feel relaxed, and you just identify those things and make out time to do them often. Another one is what makes you feel fulfilled. This is the third question you need to ask yourself in the cycle of self discovery. What makes you feel fulfilled in life? What are things that you do that when you do them you feel fulfilled, you feel accomplished? For most people this could be charity. Most people, when they do charity stuff, they feel fulfilled, like yes, they've done good thing, they're doing good deeds, they're contributing to the world, they're contributing to society, they're helping people out. Okay, so yeah, you just need to figure out the things that fulfills you, that gives you fulfillment in life, the things you derive fulfillment from, that makes you feel like yes, you're doing something good, you're doing something positive, you're doing something important in life. Okay, so just look for those things, and then you want to do those things. Okay, as often time as possible. Just do those things so that way you feel fulfilled, and also that's a way of loving yourself, because I mean, if you feel fulfilled about doing something, you feel good about doing something. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is a different day. I started filming this video yesterday, and I couldn't finish it for some reason. Something came up, I had to leave the house, so I couldn't finish the video, and I'm just continuing the following day. But I don't think you guys notice. Yeah, you can't, because you can't notice. I did the same lip combo. Like the one I wore yesterday, so it's the same thing. I'm putting on the same top, so I don't confuse you guys. And yeah, so I'm just back to plain day. Everything is basically the same except for my nails. I'm missing more nails, so yeah, that's not the reason why you were here. You're not here because of my nails. Let's get on to the second cycle. Okay, the I've talked about the first cycle when it comes to loving yourself, which is the self-discovery. You've talked about self-discovery. Now we're going to move on to the next cycle, which is self-care. So self-care is just basically taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself. And when people hear the word self-care, immediately the first thing that comes to their mind is skincare, taking care of your skin, um, buying stuff for yourself, doing stuff for yourself. Yeah, that's also part of self-care, but it goes way deeper than that. It goes way beyond that, okay? Because self-care attributes to every part of yourself, which is not just your physical appearance, but also mentally, emotionally, psychologically, intellectually. So yeah, you need to take care of yourself in every aspect, so not just your physical appearance. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to show you ways, I'm going to tell you ways, rather not show I'm going to tell you ways that you can actually care for yourself. All right, the things we do every day can affect how we care for ourselves. Okay, so yeah, the number one thing is burnout. Avoid burnout. And while burnout, because you can be in a state where you work. I know it's good to work. Hard work. It's good. It's good to pursue your dreams. It's good to do stuff to get busy. Don't be idle. Yeah. While that is very very good, it's also important that you take rest, so that way you don't burn out. And it's not just physically, because yeah, when you burn out, when you keep working, you don't give your body rest, because your body needs rest to reset, to readapt, to refresh itself. Okay, but when you don't do that, your body could just break down and you could fall sick. That's another type of burnout, because when you fall sick physically, you cannot do anything. But also there is the mental burnout, the emotional burnout. I mean, when you don't give your brain rest, you don't rest, you just find yourself in a place mentally where you cannot do anything, you cannot come up with new ideas, fresh ideas, you cannot be innovative, you cannot be creative, you cannot and when you're not innovative, you're not creative, you cannot think of anything new to do, you cannot think of ways to go about things. I mean, you'll just be stuck, because mentally you're drained, you're worn out, you're tired, you can't come up with anything good, you can't come up with anything creative, anything new to do, you can't come up with ways to do stuff. You just find yourself in a place where you're just depressed, you're literally tired, because I'm telling you, our mind controls our life. Okay, that's just it. So if mentally you are in a place where you are burned out, you are tired, you can't think of things to do, you can't come up with ideas, you can't think straight, you can't be creative, you're just going to be in a place where you're just there, you know so yeah, you want to avoid burnout. Take time to rest your mind, rest your body. Just take time to rest. Avoid burnouts. When you work, give your body time to relax. Give your mind time to refresh itself, to relax itself, to just rewind. Okay, unwind. Just rest. Avoid burnout. All right. So the next thing is the people. Be conscious of the people you let into your life. Be conscious of the people you let come around you. Be conscious of the people you let into your space. Be conscious of the people who come around you, because this is very 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 important. Because I mean, if you love yourself, if you care for yourself, you're going to be mindful of who comes around you. Okay, so to protect your space, to protect your energy, to protect your peace of mind, you're going to be mindful of the people you let come close to you. You're going to be selective when it comes to the people that comes into your life. Okay, because you can't love yourself and you're going to allow somebody abusive to be part of your life. I mean, that's just you putting yourself in the place, in the position for you to be um you know abused emotionally, psychologically, physically, whatever. You're just putting yourself in a position where you get treated like. Okay, so like you worked hard on yourself. Okay, you're taking good care of yourself. You're mindful of the things you eat. You eat healthy. You exercise. You do your skincare. You take good care of yourself. But the people in your life are people that are not after your own well-being. I mean, you're just doing all the work for nothing. The works you're doing personally, you're doing them for nothing. Because if you cannot take such people out of your life, I mean, Okay, you're in a good place. Okay, let me just say, you just did your skincare and stuff. You just had breakfast. You feel good about yourself. You feel relaxed, and then somebody from nowhere just comes and triggers you. Not somebody from nowhere, somebody in your life, somebody you allowed into your life. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a partner, whoever it may be. And the person might just say something that triggers you, or something that puts you in a bad place. Somebody just said something mean or bad to you, and like it or not, no matter how tough you think you are, no matter how thick you think your skin is, words from people that we care about hurts a lot. Like, I'm this type of person, it doesn't matter what somebody outside says about me. I literally do not care, because I do not know you from Adams. I do not care about your opinion. Your opinion means trash to me. It means nothing to me. I don't know you. But when somebody close to me, somebody I love, somebody I care about, somebody I take as my own person, say something, that same thing to me, it really burns, it hurts. So that's why I'm mindful of the people that are close to me, because words from you can, change my mood. Words from you can hurt me. Words from you can trigger me. Words from you can put me in a bad place. So be mindful of the people that are close to you, because actions from them, words from them can, affect you emotionally, affect you mentally, affect you physically. So yeah, that's another way of taking good care of yourself. Be mindful of those around you. Be mindful of those people in your space. Be mindful of the people in your life, so that you will not be trying, doing good things for yourself, taking good care of yourself, and this person just come and disrupts the whole thing. Okay, so that's tip number 2. So next step is being selfish. Yes, I said it. Be selfish to a point. Be selfish, because if you're not selfish, people are going to take advantage of you. You're not going to, put yourself first, especially in situations that matters, in situations that are crucial. You're not going to put yourself first. So be selfish to a point. Okay, selfishness is not a bad thing the way people paint it out to be. It's not that bad, because I'm telling you, right, selflessness is good, but to a point. Be selfish, because I mean, if you're not doing the things you cannot do for yourself, how do you expect to do it for other people? Like, how are you going to do it for other people? Like, the things you cannot do, the good things you cannot do for yourself, how are you doing them for? I don't like, it just doesn't make sense. So be selfish, and when it comes to your time, do not let people take all of your time. Okay, be selfish with your time, in the sense that the time assigned to you, to your goals, to your dreams, to whatever it is you are doing, your daily tasks. Maybe you have daily tasks, you have things you need to do today that we contribute to a bigger goal that you're pursuing, and somebody just comes and wants to eat out of that time. You'll be like, no. Okay, let's say for a day you want to do this and that, because it will be beneficial to your business, it will be beneficial to your finance, and you've attributed like these hours of the day and say, oh, I'm going to do this because this is going to help my business. And somebody from, I want to say somebody from nowhere. No, your friend or family member or somebody close to you just comes like, oh, can you do this for me? Da, da, da. Can we go out and do this? No, and you don't have to be, rude or uncivil when you give them a response. So me personally, if I have things I want to do in this hours of the day, and somebody comes and be like, oh, I need 1 hour from that, that's hours I've attributed to something personal to me, I'll be like, oh no, I'm sorry, I have a busy schedule, I have things planned for this, but can we do it tomorrow? If my tomorrow is free. If my tomorrow is not free, I push it to another day. I'll just give you a time frame that doesn't eat into my own personal time. Okay, so I think I'm going to do a whole video on this, selfish stuff, to go into more details about how to be selfish, so that way you don't come up as someone that is a bad person. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do a video because it's a very, 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 very broad topic. So yeah, so I don't want this particular one to be that long. So if you want me to do a video about how to be selfish, I got you. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to drop a video about that. So yeah, be selfish, just don't let people eat into your time. Keep time for yourself, reserve time for yourself, put yourself first, make yourself a priority, all of that. Just be selfish to a point. That's another form of self-care, because yeah, you need to care for yourself to be able to care for other people. That's it. So the next one is, do not compare yourself. You are unique in your own way. Remember that. You are unique. There are 8.2 billion people in this world, and there's just one you. You are unique as hell. You are different. You are one of a kind. So stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop comparing your achievement to other people. Okay, but do not belittle yourself Do not, bring yourself to a state where you feel like you're not good enough just because you compared yourself to the next person, and then you kill your joy, you kill your victories. It just puts you in a place where you're just ungrateful and you feel bad about yourself, and that way you are not caring for yourself, because the moment you start feeling bad about yourself, you start feeling sorry for yourself. That's not self-love, that's not self-care. Okay, rather be proud of your small victories, be proud of your achievements, be proud of how far you've come, proud of your progress, and that way you push yourself into doing much, much, much bigger things. So do not compare yourself. Comparison kills joy. Yeah, it kills joy, it kills your self-esteem, it kills your confidence. Okay, you are on your own unique journey. Everybody's on their own unique journey. Okay, so focus on your own plans, water your own seeds. Okay, just focus on you. Be you, do you. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are awesome. Okay. In fact, the next person wants to be like you. So the next one is set reminders. Remind yourself that it is okay to make mistakes. Do not beat yourself up when you make mistakes. Do not beat yourself up. It is okay to make mistakes. Forgive yourself. Okay, forgive yourself. You need to forgive yourself. That's a form of self-love. That's a form of self-care, because if you make a mistake and you keep beating yourself up about it, you're not going to move forward. You're not going to be able to let go of that situation, to let go of the past. You'll just find yourself stuck in that particular thing, and you keep beating yourself over and again. You keep blaming yourself for that. You keep hating yourself for doing that. You cannot seem to let go. You cannot seem to forgive yourself. Mm-mm. It's okay to make mistakes. Okay, treat yourself with love and care. Forgive yourself, and then just take whatever lesson you can and just move forward. Forgive yourself. So next is practice self-love affirmations. Okay, so there are lots and lots of self-love affirmations, self-care affirmations. If you're the type of person that you find it hard to say good things to yourself, to say good things about yourself, to speak good things into your life, then you really, really need this. It's going to help you a lot. So you just go on the internet and you search for affirmations that apps that pertains to self-love, self-care, and you just get them down. What really helps me is writing them down on a piece of paper or on a post-it, and I just paste it on my bed or wherever I can see it, my bed head, or wherever I can see it. And it's also on my screen, in my notes, on my phone, all of that. So I just repeat these words to myself. Say good things about yourself. By the time you keep saying good things, positive things about yourself and to yourself every day, your brain is just going to be wired that way. Okay, before you know, it will sink in and you start to believe it. Okay, when you start to believe it, you're going to start living a life that aligns with those affirmations. So yeah, look for self love affirmations, self-care affirmations, and keep reciting this to yourself throughout the day, every day, till it sinks in. So that's it for the self-care. So we're going to move on to the third cycle, which is self acceptance. And this is just basically identifying things in your life, knowing things, and just accepting them for what they are. The things about you, everybody has things about them, everybody has things about them that they do not like. Yeah, there are things about me that I do not like. There are characters about me that I do not like. There are attributes and features about myself that I do not like, but I've accepted them. It's part of who I am. It's part of what makes me who I am. It's part of the journey. It's part of life. It's part of the things that molds me. And so you're just accepting all of that, and also letting go of the past. Self-acceptance is basically just loving every part of yourself. Yes, there's some things you want to change, but yeah, do not focus on those things, the negative side of those things, so that way you don't start hating yourself. I'm sure there are some of us, we have features about ourselves that we do not like, and then when you start focusing on that feature, you forget about the other good parts. Because when you focus on the bad, you forget about the good things. You forget to appreciate the good things. So rather than focusing on the bad, just accept it for what it is, especially if it is something you cannot change. Okay, if it's something you cannot change, just look for the good things, because no matter how bad something is, there is something good that will come out of it. Okay, the same goes for mistake, like things we've done. Maybe we've done something horrible in the past, we've made a mistake in the past and it was so bad. Rather than focus on it, look for the good thing. That's because everything that happens in our lives, there's something good. It might be a lesson. A lesson is a good thing. So if you made something, like you made a huge mistake, a horrible mistake in the past, and it really affected your life, it was so bad. So rather than focus on it and you just keep dwelling in it and feeling bad and feeling sorry for yourself and hating yourself for, making that decision, look for the good thing. The good thing in the sense that look for the lesson, look for what that thing taught you. Look for the lessons you can take away from that. Look for the little things that weren't there, that little things you can pick from it that you can, use to move forward. Okay? So that it's learn to love every part of yourself, learn to accept every part of yourself, know every part of yourself, come to accept them, let go of the past, just forgive yourself, love yourself, accept yourself for who you are. If there's some changes you can make those. The next cycle, which is the last one, is self-worth. Okay. How much do you mean to yourself? How much do you mean to yourself? Do you value yourself? Do you think you are worthy? Do you think you are worth anything good? Because I keep saying this, like I say it in almost every single one of my video. What you think of yourself, how you think of yourself, is going to bounce off of how other people think of you, how they'll treat you. How do you treat yourself? How do you see yourself? Because if you think you're not worthy and deserving of something, a stranger is not going to think you're deserving or worthy of it either. Okay, most times we might not be deserving of something, but once we believe, I'm stating a fact. Okay, let's say there's something you want, but you're not in a position to get that thing. You don't even deserve that thing, but you've convinced yourself that you are deserving of that thing, and you believe you are worthy of that thing. You convince other people that yes, you're worthy. You want to convince that thing that yes, you are worthy of it, even though you're not. So how you see yourself, how you think of yourself, matters. It matters. It matters a lot. Know your own worth. Okay, know your own worth. Within yourself, feel good about yourself. Feel you are worthy. Feel you are valuable. You have something to bring. You have a lot to offer. Okay, and also value yourself. Whatever doesn't serve you, I don't know why you're still associating with that thing or person. Whatever is not serving you, say no to those things. Whatever is not serving you, whoever is not serving you, say no to such things. Say no to such people. Okay, you should, like, a person that values themselves or think that knows they are worthy, and they value themselves. You will not see them everywhere. You're not seeing them doing everything. Yeah, because they are standards. They have standards. Okay, they have standards, and they know how to say no to some things, or things that are not valuable to them, things that will not serve them, things that will not be meaningful to them. Okay, so they set standards, and that is it. And also you need to let people know how to treat you. You need to let people know how to treat you, because if you don't show people how you want to be treated, you don't let them know how you want to be treated, they're going to treat you whichever way. And also the way you treat yourself is going to show people how to treat you. If you're good and you are kind to yourself, people are going to see that, and they're going to be good and kind to you. You take good care of yourself, somebody comes into your life, is going to take good care of you. Okay, because you cannot be, you're not doing stuff for yourself, you're not treating yourself with love and respect. You cannot be expecting it from somebody next door. You cannot be expecting it from the next person. No, because people pay attention to these things. People pay attention to these things. How you treat yourself, how you carry yourself. So even without you saying it or telling people this is how I want to be treated, even without you saying it, the way you carry yourself, the way you treat yourself already passes out the message. I don't talk down on myself in front of people. I don't speak negatively of myself in front of people, because when you do that, you're basically giving people the permission to voice out their own negative opinions of you, to, talk down on you, to say bad things about you, okay? So don't do that, because like it or not, everybody you come across has an opinion about you. That's it. Everybody you come across, everybody you have around you, people you're close to, they have an opinion about you, and it might not always be a good or positive opinion. Okay, we are humans, but you have the power to make them voice those opinions or keep it to themselves. Your opinion of me, keep it to yourself. But the moment you start talking down on yourself, you start saying, "Oh, I cannot do this. Oh, I'm this type of way. Oh, I have this bad character. Oh, I have this attitude. Oh, and you start taking negative things of yourself. Start, portraying yourself in a negative light. They're going to be like, oh, if she can do that to herself, I can do that. If she can say such things, such negative things about herself, I can also do that. I mean, you've given them the permission to say things that are negative to you or about you. Okay, so do not do that. Do not even let them think that oh, the way you carry yourself, people will tread lightly. They will tread with caution when they interact with you. When they're in your presence, they will act like, oh my goodness. So yeah, this are all the cycles of self love. And if you've been paying attention, you see that the cycles, like, it's a process. Okay, it's a process. Okay, so the first cycle is self discovery, and before you can do anything, before you can love yourself, before you can treat yourself with respect, before you can come to accept yourself, you need to know who you are. That's why self-discovery is the first thing. You need to discover yourself, know your values, know your core beliefs, know who you are within, know what makes you happy, know what triggers your emotions, know what, stuff like that. So just discover everything about yourself. That's self-discovery. And then self-care, start taking care of yourself, start taking care of your mental health, your physical health, your emotions, your mind. Start taking care of all of those things. Care for your skin, look healthy, look over there, take good care of yourself, treat yourself with care, nurture yourself, protect your energy, protect your space, protect your vibe, your time, all of that. And then comes self-acceptance. That basically accepting every part of who you are, the good, the bad, accepting yourself for who you are, forgiving yourself, letting go of the past mistakes, and da, 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 da. Accept yourself, know who you've known who you are, you know your mistakes, you know your flaws, you know your bad characters, you know the things you can do, the things you cannot do, the things you don't like about yourself, the things you like about yourself. Come to accept all of those things. The ones you have control in changing, you can change them. The ones you have no control over, you accept them, you accept it for who you are, because it is a part of who you are. Okay, and then the last one is your self-worth, your value, how you treat yourself. You treat yourself with love and respect, because if you do, then people are going to treat you with love and respect. Do you talk down on yourself? Do you speak negatively of yourself? If that's what you do, people are going to speak negatively of you. They're going to have only negative things to say about you. Okay, so know your own worth. Know your own worth. Know you are worthy. You have a lot to offer, and people will see that and they will act accordingly. They will treat you accordingly. Okay, so you need to love yourself, pour lots of love into yourself, invest in yourself. Okay, because you cannot pour into other people if your own cup is empty. You cannot be filling someone else's cup. Okay, you need to fill yourself. You need to make sure you love yourself, because when you love yourself, then you have so much love to give. If you do not love yourself, you don't even know the meaning of love. Then how can you give what you don't know? How can you give what you cannot give to yourself? I'm sure this video has been quite helpful and insightful, and it's what I love to do. I love helping you guys. Okay, it's something I love doing. So it's another type of thing that gives me fulfillment. I mean, whenever I put out content like this, whenever I talk about stuff like this, I just feel good, because yeah, I know one or two persons, it's going to be helpful to them, and they're just going to grab one or two things from this video and apply them to their own personal life. So yeah, I just discovered something. Not just, I've known this for a while. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I think this is the end of the video. Yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, or you think this video might be helpful to someone you know, you might want to share it to them and subscribe, join the family. I mean, it costs you nothing.